United States of America, nor the world community of nations can tolerate deliberate deception and offensive threats on the part of any nation.
I will make you understand.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony Jones, and welcome to the Tony Jones Show.
It's not enough. People are willing to take the risk. It's just sort of a herd mentality, a lemming-like mentality. If you don't go with the flow, you're anti-American and therefore a suspect.
The Tony Jones Show, featuring punk, rockabilly, psychobilly, and Providence, Rhode Island's finest, starts right now.
He's a dangerous militia member, I hear. Oh, and there she blows.
The time for mediocrity in broadcasting is over. My name is Tony Jones, and you are listening to The Tony Jones Show, your destination for talk and rock. With me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. George Garner. George, good evening.
Good evening, and I am not alone.
We have a huge program tonight, and it seems like very often that I'm starting the show asking for apologies from my audience if I seem a little off tonight, if I'm a little sluggish. The lights are down low, and it's not because I'm trying to get romantic. It's because I overindulged a little bit last night. However, I didn't overindulge in the usual things. It wasn't the adult beverages. It wasn't the hand-rolled cigarettes, if you will. I overindulged in hot wieners at about 2 o'clock this morning. And this is not a slide. This is not a slide on the chefs of Oneyville system. It is because I overindulged. I had 6 all the way.
Okay, at 2 a.m.
At about 2 a.m.
Oh, God, my stomach's hurting.
Yeah, I would consider that overindulgence.
Which reminds me that there used to be a guy at my day job, and his nickname was 6 all the way because he smelled like 6 all the way. So I'm feeling a little sluggish this evening.
Okay, you're obviously feeling a little sluggish this evening because you haven't yet introduced the guests that you are nauseating.
Do I smell like hot wheat? That's always my concern, is that I'm afraid that, like, the next day, you, like, 1/100% of hot wiener, and you smell like hot wiener forever.
Well, I'm sure your car doesn't smell like hot wieners because there's so much more debris in that vehicle, to conceal the smell. But
so, from the halfway through the show on, we're going to bring in Psycho-Eddie, Chuck-de-Clown, and Chuckles-the-Klown. And from now until the halfway mark, we have Bob-Venturini, Lisa from Plenty of Singles, and George from Providence Night Out. And this motley crew does have one thing in common, and that is that we all have Toys for Tots events coming up. So, Bob, let's start with you, because out of everybody here, you have been in some way, shape, or form involved in Toys for Tots the longest. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my event is dedicated to the memory of my father. His name was Victor J. Venturini. He was in the Navy in World War II. And to my brother, who's also named Victor J. Venturini, he was in the Marines, did 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. He died of Agent Orange. So I dedicate the Toys for Tots event to the memory of both my father and my brother, who shared the same name.
And this has been going on as far as
my event.
Your event has been going on for years, right?
Yes, the event at the Warwick Mall this year is December 10th, 5 to 9 p.m. We've always had a 4-hour event, and it's we have entertainers, we have local celebrities. Sometimes we might sneak in even a very well-known celebrity of some recognition, of some notoriety during the event, but it's basically for toys. I actually hope that I don't have to have anybody sing or anybody. I have magicians and all kinds of stuff like that, but if I have a line of people waiting to bring toys, they don't get to sing because I want the toys.
Right.
We got people that come up. They come from all over to bring the toys. It's been unbelievable. By the way, it's been 20 years. This is my 20th anniversary of Toys for Tots at the Warwick Mall.
That's awesome.
I've been doing it longer than 20, but at the mall we've been doing it.
So, Lisa, you also have a Toys for Tots event coming up, and will you be feeding that into what Bob does? Because it seems to me a great option for these events would be to do your thing and then bring it on down to Bob's telethon, right?
Exactly, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to run the event at the American Legion Post at 1016 Main Street on December 7th. It's going to start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. People can bring their children, donate a toy, have their face painted. We're going to have clowns. We're going to have Santas. SantaCon is going to...
Don't forget the belly dancer.
The belly dancer, but that's going to be...
by the way, that's in East Greenwich, right?
That's in East Greenwich,
Which, and speaking about overindulging, I can walk home from your event. So I'm just saying. But, however, and I hate to be negative about these things, but let me go off on a tangent. I was on Facebook today, and someone said, "This is a family event. How are you going to have belly dancers?" And I'm thinking to myself, like, are you Amish? Belly dancers offend you?
Oh, my God.
Well, what's going to happen is that we felt that if we made it a family day, which we're starting in at 3 o'clock, where people could bring the children. We have a guy that's going to come and make balloons. They're going to face paint. They can get their pictures taken. The kids can have a good time. There's going to be all kinds of goodies for the kids.
You can have something for the adults, too, right?
And then later on in the evening, after everybody's got those kids tired out, and we collect all these toys, it's time for the adults, and we've got Party Girl Rock's going to be in the house, very good band. They're awesome. They play Foxwoods. They play Mohegan Sun. They've been at the Twin River. So awesome top 40. Real hot singer band, right? She's hot, and she's got an awesome voice. I think they're awesome. So we got that going on, and the belly dancers will be on at that time. And also we're going to do the karaoke during the day for the children, for the little children stars that we have out there.
Cool, yeah.
So anybody that's got a child that can sing, bring them on out.
Or think they can sing.
Or think that they can.
Or can't sing.
Oh, can't sing.
However it works, it's karaoke. We're not Star Search, but we're looking, if there's some talent out there, let's put it out there.
Okay, my only comment on the belly dancing controversy would be, do these...
right, I was thinking the same thing.
Are you making it a controversy?
Yes, I am. I'm making a point that now the girls that are belly dancing, well, they have bellies. There is nothing more disturbing than a skinny, scrawny woman doing a belly dance.
Well, they got these women that are coming. I'll tell you, they came actually to our Halloween party, and
were they dressed up as belly dancers?
Yeah, and that was their costume, and then all of a sudden. They took over the dance floor, and some of them, they're very shapely. They're not, they're not sticks, let's put it this way.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
But they don't have big Buddha bellies, but they have nice shapes.
Buddha belly?
I don't see. I can see Bob wants the Buddha bellies. He's disappointed.
Usually American Legion halls, VFWs, private clubs like that, the price of alcohol is very competitive, so... chances are, I might be doing some of the belly dancing.
And you can walk on.
And the American Legion Post, gave us the hall. And I'd also like to mention that all the American Legions across in the Rhode Island area have come together, and they're all going to come together as one at the East Greenwich Post. So we'd like to thank them too for
and that's right on Main Street. That's where they had that cannon out front, right?
Right, the cannon's right there out front, just before you get to take that turn to
right next
to
Sunnybrook. Is that next to Sunnybrook?
The home of the slushy.
The home of the slushy.
But if you know how to get to Goddard Park, you know how to get to
there you go.
This VFW.
If you got to the light for Goddard Park, you already went past it.
Right.
You can't miss those guns, though. So
that's exactly why.
And they're very excited. The people that go there are very excited, and I'll tell you, you better bring your drink game on if you're going to drink there, because the drinks are very cheap. Crazy.
So George, I know a lot of our audience knows what Providence Night Out does, but they may not. So remind us, and how did you get involved in this whole menagerie of Toys for Tots madness?
Before I start on that, I just want to thank you for explaining what that odor was, what we experienced. Make it off on the fifth floor.
Did you think it was aftershave?
I don't know what it was.
I thought it was Tony's cologne.
Rotting corpses, perhaps.
Oh my God!
Dab a wiener on your wrist.
That's how they used to handle them too. Up and down the arm, right?
There you go.
Yeah, you ever notice that? You ever notice that? Not to interrupt you, but do you ever notice how at the wiener restaurants, all the people making the wieners always have hairy arms?
Yeah.
Is that the whole?
Cuts and everything.
Yeah. Now does the hair hold the wieners in place while they mustard them?
Traction. It's traction.
Traction. That's the word I was looking for. Gotcha.
Friction. But Providence Night Out is an on-demand, on-the-line nightlife directory. We also have a phone app. And we are listing all of the Toys for Tots events on our website and our app. We're so proud to be a part of Lisa's event down in East Greenwich and partnering up with Mr. Venturini.
Bob will do.
He hates that. I call him up, and the other day I was like, Mr. Bob, and he's like, oh, now it's Mr. Bob.
Hey, listen, when you've been a Rhode Island icon this long, he is Mr.
Right. That's what I said.
Exactly.
That's what I said.
Well, thank you, but that's not necessary.
But that's who we are, and we're just happy to be able to get the words out on all the events that are taking place, because I'm sure a lot of people find, and I find it also, like when events are listed on Facebook, you really don't see them all there unless you go to those pages.
Right.
So they're trying to squeeze small groups into paying for those things.